Welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 250,000 subscribers. And we're almost there, thanks to you. So do me a favor, hit subscribe, watch, and share, because there's so much going on and you need to be in the know. For example, with the new Senate in session this week, confirmations of Trump's cabinet picks will begin really soon. I want to show you what Republican and, of course, Trump acolyte Lindsey Graham had to say about these confirmations. Play that clip.
The last 4 years have been a friggin' disaster. They rolled back every policy that worked on the border. They went back into the Iran nuclear agreement, giving out to hundreds of millions of dollars is used for terrorism. Yeah, the confirmations, do them now, do them quick. Get them all done in January, February. We need our team on the field. We need an FBI director. We need an attorney general. We need them all. Get it done. We got to get it done. So we're under attack here. We're at war.
You're prepared to vote for all of Trump's nominees then?
I am ready to go. Bring them up. I'll vote. Let's get it done.
Senator, it's great to see you this morning. You make a lot of really important points. We're going to please come back soon. We want to talk more about that reconciliation package. Senator, great to see you. Thank you, sir.
What do you mean that you're under siege? You haven't even taken over. You're in, but for a day. You're in literally today. You're going to vote for every single one of these individuals, some of whom you've never even met, you've never even heard of. I know for a fact, as an example, that you don't even know who, for example, the nominee for the Secretary of the Navy, John Phelan. I know him for over 2 decades. Brilliant guy, a money guy. He was Michael Dell's money manager. He's not a guy from the Navy. You don't even care about whether or not an individual is capable of fulfilling it because you're under siege. What siege are you even talking about? This is the danger of the capitulation by too many. How about no problem? How about just before you make that statement, why don't you ask them questions about how they would handle certain things, considering that's our national security. That's our national security. Where is our country in such desperate times right now that we're being overrun by migrants? I don't even know what Lindsey Graham is talking about. Now, I want to also show you what Senator Bernie Moreno said about getting Trump's nominees confirmed also quickly. Play that clip.
So what can you do from Homeland Security standpoint?
Well, the first thing you got to do is we got to get Kristi Noem there. We got to get, again, Trump's nominees in there confirmed quickly. We got to get them in there by January 20th. They should be ready to go so that when President Trump's inaugurated, we have a full cabinet in place. That's the job of the United States Senate for the next 2 weeks. Then what they've got to...
Yeah. By the way, I absolutely agree that any president should have his team behind him, but there is a process. I don't understand why that process should only exist if the president of the United States is a Democrat. Republicans felt we have a right to ask questions of these individuals. We have a right to determine whether they are competent for the job that they have been nominated for. And that's why we have something called a confirmation process. Whether it's Bernie Moreno or whether it's Lindsey Graham or any of the other sycophant and acolytes, they're not even prepared at this moment to say that we want to ask. We just want to move quickly so that the moment that Trump is inducted, right, the moment that he becomes president of the United States inaugurated on January 20th, that he can go straight to work in order to pass that big, beautiful bill that we've talked about on other episodes. And again, we don't even know if the nominees are capable. We don't know if they're capable of doing the job that we as the American people need them to do. Now, I want to show you, for example, the other side's perspective, the Democrats' perspective. And again, here's what Trump hater Adam Schiff says about, as an example, Kash Patel. Play that clip.
Patel for FBI director, that comes against the backdrop of this latest terror attack in New Orleans. You, of course, serve on the Judiciary Committee. If Kash Patel is confirmed, will you be able to work with him? You've been quite critical of him.
Well, first of all, Kash Patel should not be confirmed. And I think the terrorist attack in New Orleans and my heart goes out to those who have lost loved ones in that attack, just underscores again the importance of having someone directing the FBI that has experience, that has judgment, that has character, that will prioritize defending the country against the violence we saw in New Orleans or the violence we saw on January 6th. Not someone whose top priority is political vendettas, who believes in deep state conspiracy thinking, not someone who is as unqualified as Kash Patel. So Kash Patel is an easy one. He should not be confirmed. The others?
Yeah, once again, you have the far left and then you have the far right. Before you go on national television and you talk about whether a person should be or should not be confirmed, don't you think that you should wait for the process to play? You may have that as your opinion going in, but what if you start asking him a series of questions, really tough questions that somebody who is knowledgeable, somebody who has previously run the FBI or knows a thing or two about how the FBI runs, and what if he nails it? What if he absolutely 100% gets the answers right? Would you now turn around and said, well, I may not agree with your policy, I may not agree with your position, but you're qualified to do the job, right? That word qualified, it's sort of like using the word normal. It doesn't really mean anything. Qualified in whose opinion, right? You see, for the Trump team, you're qualified if you intend to do what Trump wants you to do. On the Democratic side, you are unqualified if you intend to do what Trump wants you to do. Problem here, and again, on this show, you're only going to get facts and accuracy. President of the United States on January 20th of 2025 is going to be Donald J. Trump, whether you like it or not. And he has the right to set up his agenda for what he wants to accomplish in his 4 years, regardless of the Adam Schiffs of the world, regardless of anybody. President of the United States has the right to set their own agenda. Then I want to show you, for example, as well, Senator Bill Cassidy speaking about RFK and some of his reservations. Play the clip.
RFK Jr. faring among Democrats on your committee?
I haven't spoken to him about it. I just don't know. I will meet with him this coming week. I look forward to the interview. I agree with him on some things and disagree on others. The food safety, I think the ultra-processed food is a problem. Vaccinations, he's wrong on. And so I just look forward to having a good dialogue with him on that.
Okay. And then yesterday...
Wait, I agree with Bill Cassidy 100%. I think these over-processed foods are making this country sick, right? You don't see the same processed foods in other countries. And I agree with RFK on that. The over-processing of food is a problem. However, I'm not willing to worry about over-processed foods by somebody who doesn't believe that vaccinations, measles, mumps, rubella, polio, COVID, that they work, and that they should continue to be given. That I totally and fundamentally disagree with. So lastly, I want to show you a clip of Tom Homan. You remember, Tom Homan's going to be the guy running the deportation. He's one of Trump's picks talking about mass deportation now. Play that clip.
Can you help us understand what the plan is? A number of industries in this country hire undocumented workers because they are cheap labor. On day one, are you going to restart raids on work sites, on construction sites?
The President Trump's been clear, as I've been clear from day one, that President is going to concentrate on public safety threats and national security threats. And have you heard from your previous segments, we have a huge national security issue in this country. The southwest border has become the biggest national security vulnerability we've seen in this nation. FBI Director Wray agrees with me. We know there's people in this country who pose a national security threat. They've arrested a record number of people on the terrorist watch list, a 3,500% increase in people on the terrorist watch list being arrested at the border. We got over 2 million known gotaways. We know 2 million people crossed the border, weren't arrested, weren't vetted, weren't fingerprinted. So you got to ask yourself.
Yeah. Let me just refresh your memories for a very quick second. The border has been a problem now for more than 5 decades. Do we need to fix the border? Absolutely. We needed to fix it during the Biden administration, during the Trump administration. We need to do it during the Obama administration, the Bush administration, the other Bush administration, the Carter, the Bill Clinton administration. It's been a disaster for a long time. But I want to remind you that on January 1, we started this year with 2 acts of terrorism, New Orleans and also Las Vegas. Both of them were Americans, both born in America, both served in our military. So when you talk about these migrants coming in, they are not the only problem that this country needs to focus on in order to protect the American people. There's a lot of bad things that are going on in this country. There's a lot of very disenfranchised people in this country. We've been seeing it time and time and time again. So just because there's an issue that takes place and the person happens to be a migrant, that doesn't make it the denominator for the entire equation. It does not. All right. And it's why I turn around and I can show you dozens and dozens and dozens of scenarios where the perpetrator of these mass shootings, these crimes, these domestic terrorist acts are from natural-born citizens of this country. And as always, thanks for listening.
Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.